Let's see if the stream audio works.
It's not just about the characters who are in, it's also about the villains that the cinematic universe creates. I like to think that I'm
All right. Sorry about that. Starting late. Had some technical issues. We're going live on Instagram too. Oh shit. All right, now we're live on Instagram and on YouTube. Let's see. All right, sounds good. What's up, everybody? Some couple of things I want to come on and talk about real quick. It's been a fucking crazy week. Crazy fucking week. Shout out to the boys over in the Sons of Harvard, man. Those guys are awesome. They played Fiestas over at UNM this past weekend, and that was pretty kick-ass. Then we hopped over to Dry Heat Comedy Club. Shout out to Dry Heat Comedy Club. We're also live on YouTube, guys. If you want to check us out, check the stream out on YouTube. Cheers to the fucking 5 people on Instagram. Went over to Dry Heat Comedy Club and got to see fucking Jim Jeffries. So that was pretty kick-ass. He crushed it. He did like 15, 20 minutes. So that was pretty awesome. Then on Wednesday, I totaled my car. I totaled the shit out of my car. And now I pay for full coverage and shit, so now I am running around in a pretty nice rental, so I'm very, very thankful for, and, now, like I said, now I'm just waiting on the insurance adjusters to get back to me. Hopefully I get a new ride here pretty soon. because, you know, I got some pretty big shit coming up. So we'll start out with that. I will be officially going to Austin here in a couple of weeks. I'm so fucking excited. Jason, what's up, bro? Adrian, my beautiful Austin friend, hello. I'm so fucking excited to go to Austin. I'll be there for about 5 or 6 days upcoming in May, and hit up the people that, like, friends wise, I'm gonna go see out there. And gonna be doing some podcasting out there. I'm fucking psyched. Gonna be doing some podcasting. I can't say who, because I'm still, like, scheduling details, and I'm still scheduling out these guests. 2 of them are pretty fucking big, and so I don't want to, like, you know, completely give that away. So because it's not confirmed yet, but if I get those 2, that'll be fucking wild. Big shout out to Maverick McWilliams out there over in Austin. Small fucking world. Turns out we have a few mutual friends here in Albuquerque, and they put me in contact with him, and he noticed the podcast, and he's doing extremely well for himself out there. So big shout out to Maverick. We're gonna be ripping a podcast out there. And I actually just got done booking one of his friends for the podcast as well. Yeah, getting shot out at 6th Street. Yeah, apparently Austin still has a serial killer out there. Just claimed another body as of yesterday. So that's kind of fucking wild. Definitely can't, due to laws, can't bring out my gun in Austin, but, you know, keep my booty hole tight, I guess. Snagged some tickets to the mothership, which I'm so fucking excited for. I cannot fucking wait. I mean, whether you guys are my friends or, you know, you've been watching the pod for a while, you know, I'm a huge fan of Joe Rogan and everything that he's done for comedy and certainly for podcasting. So I'm so fucking stoked to go and finally board the mothership. Managed to snag tickets for a 6:30 or a 10:30 showing on a Friday. I don't know how the fuck I did it. Those tickets sell out like that. So I am beyond excited. Side note, I'm drinking this like it's water, and I'm sweating a little bit because our AC is not kicked on yet in this house, and it's like 85 outside, and it's like a 20-degree difference. I'm on the top floor of my house right now, 2nd floor. And so yeah, I'm drinking whiskeys. I'm telling myself it's hydration. Yeah, I'm super fucking stoked to go to the mothership. Beyond excited for that. Like I said, I got a couple podcasts going out there. Gonna be able to see some friends that I haven't seen in years while I'm out there. And hopefully just go out there and network. I'm gonna definitely go out there and do some podcasting or do some stand-up. Obviously I'm nowhere near good enough to be booked for shows, but, you know, gonna go out there, figure out where all the open mics are beforehand. That's the plan this week, is to start figuring out, like, okay, these are where the open mics are. This is how I can get to them, that type of shit. Go try out, see what the Austin comedy scene is like. Very, very excited for that. Let's see what else is going out in Austin that I've got planned. I think that's really it for Austin. I'm super fucking excited. It's just gonna be a great time, and I've been wanting to go out there for years, so very excited. This week for the podcast, tomorrow. So me and my buddy Joey, if you've been on the podcast multiple times, he's produced the podcast when we've done them live. Him and I went and saw the new movie Civil War this past week, and that was fucking crazy. Jesus Christ, that movie was crazy. So we're putting out our review of that movie. We were originally just gonna do like a 30 to 40 minute review, and it turned into almost an hour and a half because of how dense that fucking movie is. So that'll come out on Monday morning. And I'm just treating it like a real episode too, so it'll come out then on both Spotify and on YouTube. It's a phenomenal fucking movie. If you guys have not seen it, go watch it. It is beyond worth it. Alex Garland, he wrote 28 Days Later. He made Annihilation and Ex Machina, and what was the other one he did? He did a movie called Men, which was a bit of a weird one, but so basically Civil War is about a new American Civil War happening, and it's fucking brutal, and it is unapologetic. It is in your face. I would like the movie's phenomenal. Kristen Dunst, Mary Jane from the old Spider-Man movies. She's in it, and she did a phenomenal job as well. Yeah, it's a crazy fucking movie, and you guys need to go see that. So the podcast episode about that's gonna come out on Monday. Big fucking shout out to both Robert Eisner and Jared Ostrom, a couple of absolute monsters out here in the comedy scene. Hilarious fucking guys. We ripped a 4-hour podcast last week, and that one's gonna come out on Thursday, so we can have the weekend to breathe. That's a fucking doozy of a podcast, but it's a lot of fun. Those guys are amazing. And then this past weekend, I went out to Quesada's Comedy Club out in Rio Rancho. Got to catch what's his name, Kim Flores and Anthony A and Josh Fournier. Those guys killed it. And I got Anthony A on Saturday on the podcast. Big shout out to Anthony A. That dude is awesome. So his episode is gonna drop Tuesday, like next Tuesday. It's not this upcoming Tuesday, but the next one. And then I've got a couple of bangers lined up for this week as well. I did post on my Instagram some questions. I got a lot of responses about getting out. There we go. Okay, we're back. Okay. I didn't know switching apps causes this to pause. So I got a lot of responses about how does it feel to be out of the military. And because I've only really like touched on that, and I've only really like hinted at it. I haven't gone into too much detail, I don't think. I did have a plan to get one of my old buddies on here, but I think he moved. He's a recruiter or some shit for the Army. I think that's a good way to go about it. If he's still in town, I'm gonna try to hit him up and do that. But you know, it feels fucking good, man. I'm gonna be honest. You know, I don't want to, because I would like to have this conversation specifically about this in a longer format, in a format where I'm just not yelling into a fucking camera. You know what I mean? Like, where I'm just yelling, or I'm just complaining and shit. But just quick thoughts on it. I mean, you know, it feels great to be out of the Army finally. You know, and I joke about it in my act, but like, it's just the National Guard, and I get that, and you know, people have their opinions. I'm never gonna say that I regret doing it. But you know, it's just one of those things where like when I started in the Army, I was 20 years old. And I don't want to paint myself as somebody that's like young right now or anything like that, you know, or that's old right now. You know, I'm still very young. I'm only 26. But you know, I started in the Army. I was very idealistic. I was very, you know, bright-eyed and all that kind of stuff. What the Army could be and what I could do in it and stuff like that. And full disclosure, again, National Guard. I did the infantry. Just because that is what I really wanted to do at the time. And I loved it. I'll be honest, like, there was a lot of shit in there that I didn't like. And there's a lot of times that sucked fucking ass. And there's a lot of times where I sucked ass for sure. Don't ask, don't tell. That's a bad time to say that, huh? But, you know, yeah, I don't know. Bullet points of it, I guess, is just that I enjoyed it for the first few years, and then the deployment happened, and I don't talk a lot about the deployment, not because some crazy shit happened. We didn't see any fucking action. Nothing bad happened to me. Crazy bad any but I haven't found the right way, and I haven't found like the mature way to really express that properly. Again, without sounding like just a complaining asshole, But, it is what it is. And then I'll be honest, what really pushed, there was bad leadership and there's bad this in politics, but you'll find that anywhere in the Army, and you'll find that anywhere, in any job you're in. Because at the end of the day, you're in the military, but it's a job, right? And it's something you sign up to do, and the only difference is it's a contract, and if you don't do your shit, you fucking, you go to jail. Jail is on the table when it comes to this shit. Oh, yeah, I just saw your message, Will. Thank you very much, man. Glad you liked the podcast. But what really pushed me over the edge was our government. The big government. Because, to the normal person, or someone who hasn't been in the military, it seems like it's so far above you or so far away. But for me, it was more... That was fucking weird. That was fucking weird. But for me, it was a matter of, you work for the government, and whoever the sitting president is, I started out under Trump, and I ended under Joe Biden. It's they're your boss, and there's a huge rabbit hole you can go down with that, with the corruption and how money works and how the government actually works and how little they genuinely care about the military and how they treat the military. And that's not even shit with veteran benefits and all that. I'm barely dipping my toes into that with benefits and shit like that. But it's, what type of equipment do you have? When's the last time your armory got repaired? To all my active duty homies. When was the last time your fucking barracks had the black mold removed? When's the last time your DFAC stayed open for a full 7 days? It's shit like that. And, for myself, it was all of that stuff, and then COVID. I don't know if you're allowed to say that word on Instagram or not, but the big thing that happened in 2020. I've talked about this on the podcast before. I don't know if you guys have heard this bit of it, because it usually comes out pretty buried in the episodes, but I for instance, I'm not gonna name him because I think he's still in. Yeah, I think he's still in. He fucking and this was just one guy. It was multiple occasions where people refused the medicine, and the government was and the military oh, okay, you don't want to take it? Go fuck yourself. We're going to go ahead and kick you out of the military. But they took so long to do it. And I'll be honest, I took the jab. I did it. And that's something I'm ashamed of, but I'm not proud of it. You know what I mean? So I'll be honest, they fucking got me. I was like, oh shit, COVID might be a thing. I don't want to get kicked out of the military. I just want to do my time and get out, whatever. So they fucking got me. I'll be honest. But, so what ends up happening is just the bullet points of it, they throw all these punishments at these people, and then, when politics changed, the social climate changes when it came to that certain medicine, they were like, oh, turns out, just kidding, we need you to come back in. Come on back to the military, bro. We need you. And it's I saw all of that happen, and it's damn, I knew the military was disposable, right? And it kind of has to work that way. That's the ugly, and I've said this before, and it's not the last time I'll say it, but that's how the machine works, right? You are a number, you're not a name, and that's why, your company leadership, your interpersonal leadership is so, it's so fucking important, because that's the people you talk to and see on a regular basis, that they need to make your life a little easier when the bigwigs make it a pain in the ass. But that was just like an extra tip. It was like, okay, yeah, this is not an organization I want to be a part of. Then, I started just to put it in layman's terms, started reading a lot more, and I started, just looking into how our government acts, and I was like, all right, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. So I just, I was like, nah, no thank you, I'm done, I'm out. But, on the bright side of things, the bright side of being out of the Army, I have more fucking time to dedicate to stand-up. I have more time to dedicate to doing the podcast. I smoke fucking weed. I have had some of the best sleep of my life being out of the military, and it's fucking great. I'm not ashamed of that. One of the great sponsors of this podcast is High Desert Relief. If you guys haven't fucking checked them out, go check them out. Just say OnlyKings or say Noah Vargas sent you, and you'll get like a gram for a penny or something crazy like that. Like, it's fucking sick. Like, I have had some of the best sleep of my life, and I just feel freer. And I'm, like, less stressed on a day-to-day basis. Now, granted, there's some crazy shit going on right now with Iran and Israel. Shocker. People were real scared about World War III popping off here pretty soon, but, it is what it is. Something they don't tell you about when you get out of a lot of people don't know when you're in the military and you get out eventually. Oof, shit. When you get out eventually, is you end up fucking you become a part of this thing called the IRR, and it's basically if shit really pops off, if World War III happens, they call you up and you go do your shit. Yeah. So I'm not worried about that. I love what I'm doing right now. I love fucking being a part of I can't talk enough about the stand-up community and how much they've embraced me and how welcome I've felt. I'll be honest, I'm still getting dopamine hits off that dry heat set. I haven't posted any reels yet, and it's 110% because of laziness. I just haven't sat down and like pulled reels and threw them up on Instagram, but that's easily the best set I have done up until that point, and since. That's easily the best set I've done. It was so much fun. AJ, I think AJ's still watching. Yeah, AJ's on here. Even he, after the show, I was done. He was like, yeah, that's the best set I've ever seen you do. And it felt fucking good, man. I'll be honest. It felt really good. I love continuing in stand-up. I love there's no one way to success in stand-up, obviously, but watching people like Zach Abeda, Buck D, Josh Fournier, Anthony A, fucking Steph Darnell, all these heavy hitters in the stand-up. Sarah Kennedy, for Christ's sakes, right? Opened her own fucking comedy club. Watching all these people take their own routes to success in stand-up, and seeing that it can be done here in Albuquerque, it's fucking crazy, and I love it. I love it so much, and being able to meet all these people, whether it's just personal one-on-one or being able to do a podcast with them and sit down and have at least an hour together, it's a true blessing. I love it a lot, and quite frankly, I wouldn't have had the time to do all this. I wouldn't have, I guess more times. I was still doing it while I was in the military, but I have more time to dedicate to it. And now, I'm not worried about censoring myself. I'm not overly worried about, some fucking asshole in my unit coming after me. So it's pretty fucking great. Let's see if there was anything else that wanted to get talked. Nope, I think. Oh, okay. Nope, I think that's it. I think that's all I've had to talk about right now. I might do this more often. This is kind of cool. Just chilling on a Sunday night. I've already had about a drink and a half, but it's okay. I'm not driving anywhere. I'm not going anywhere tonight. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. We had a couple people log in, and a lot more than I expected. I'll be honest, we had 14 people on fucking Instagram and a couple on YouTube, so that's pretty cool. So I might do this on a regular basis. This is pretty fun. if you guys have any suggestions, if any of you watching want to be on the podcast, if anything like that, if you want to come see a fucking stand-up show, not just mine, but in general, if you want to see a stand-up show, hit me up. I am more than willing to tell you where all the stand-up shows are going on. This has been fun, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.